Greetings to all and sundry, Chancellor North Wales here. Now this is going to be a two-part video. First you're going to have to endure me waffling a bit. Then there's going to be another chunk about supporting your local model shop, where I take a walk to Chester Model Centre and show people around the shop. This is about encouraging people to value the bricks and mortar stores that as modelers very easy to depend upon internet shopping, but you can't beat somewhere to go. So I've done a video for that. Now I apologise for the quality of it. I tried to do a walk and talk video without looking like a complete prat, so I plugged in headphones, microphone to look as if, vaguely look as if I was chatting to someone down the phone. But so you probably see far too much of Chester front doors because of where it was tucked into the top pocket of my shirt earlier today. So firstly, I'm going to have a little chat about current projects and the such like. So we'll kick off with a series of thank yous to all the feedback for the past 3 build vids. Been very much appreciated, guys. I've had a great time. It's been like a modelling surge, sort of getting past the challenges and being bogged down with a PS1 and then doing 2 kits in 2 weeks really lifted my spirits on that side, and just, you know, brought things back into balance, restored the modelling yin and yang a bit. Anyway, so thank you guys for all of you who've commented, looked, liked, whatever. Thanks very much for the feedback. It is, and I do put it in here, it is greatly appreciated. The new video format I'm using has come out of going over to Linux, and I found I have to now do the slides using Linux Draw, or the drawing package, and they seem to be, you know, coming across a little bit more clearly. Hopefully the parts for this vid I'll put into the editor and the usual gubbins, but there's been a change to the way I do videos, and that's been driven by certain IT factors. So I'm going to dive into a series of mentions first, and I want to put at the top of this list a young chap who goes by the name of Edgars Modelling, and there's going to be links in all this below. And he wants to launch a what if group build. Now that's pretty much the kind of thing, you know, there's so many group builds going on, and I'd love to do a lot more of them, but I'm not going to miss up a chance for what if, chance to fiddle about with kids. Now, one I've allocated myself as a definite to work on is, and I've got the kit, I've had this kit for a while, and this is something I've actually been intending to do for a what if. As many of you know, a few years ago, for whatever reasons, our beloved leadership in the UK ditched the Nimrod and left the country with absolutely no maritime reconnaissance capability, maritime patrol capability, except for using UAVs. So I've always thought it'd be interesting to do a build of a Nimrod replacement, and considering that the Nimrod was built upon the Comet airliner, so I will be doing for this a maritime reconnaissance version based upon an Airbus A319. Now I know it's not my usual scale, but this would be far too big if I was to do it in 1/72. So I've had this kit, bought it a while back for that very purpose. I'm not sure which nation's markings. I have to dig through my decal collection, and so it could be in British, French or German markings, but as in the case of the Germans, it'll be replacing the P3 Orion, and the French, the Bruges Atlantique. But anyway, goal is build an A319 MRI, Maritime Reconnaissance Intelligence platform. So a bit more than just a fancy paint job, a bit of conversion work, but not the level of conversion work I've done with some of my other what if builds. In terms of current projects, well, I've had this kit. This is another one I've had for a little while. And yeah, you've got to do something Russian. So this is what's currently on my bench. So hopefully this build 1 week, 2 weeks at the most. Again, taking plenty of photographs of it as I go along. Can't see that creating too many problems, and we'll just have to go from there. Okay, so that's the next one in terms of the build bit you'll be seeing will be the Fulcrum. A couple of other things I want to discuss that I've picked up on. Red Dragon announced a tank build, which I like the idea of that. I have, because of my wargaming background, I've got no end of tank kits. Whether I do something like that or not, I can't make any promises. But I'm not short of kits to utilise for that, so I don't need to buy anything new. I've got 172nd scale tanks coming out of various areas. Panzerman bunker. Bill once again is showing his mastery of characterful dioramas, as he does on so many occasions. And this current The Fall of the Reich build is no exception. A ground level view plus a sewer view of the Volkswehr, the last stand in Berlin. I think the way he's approaching it, the way he's discussing it is brilliant, and his figure work is well worth looking at, especially how characterful the miniatures are coming out in this case. Well worth looking up. Look up Panzerman bunker Bill, one of the great characters amongst the YouTube modelling community, and somebody who I think his humour may belie his sheer skill and technical ability as a model. This is somebody, when you lose yourself in his work, a huge amount to learn, so I hold him in very high esteem. Big Micks Models. He's done, I think, Big Mick, recently your Twin Mustang and the Volkswagen Beetle, beautiful work. The finish on the Beetle, that metallic blue, you made a lovely job of, and Twin Mustang is another fascinating aircraft to do. I think you made a beautiful execution of that, so I just want to stand up and say, guys, check this guy's work out. His two recent builds, I'm not saying all his builds are good, but his two recent builds have really stood out for me. And another chap who, Leszek Manaj, probably I've made a complete mutilation of his name. He posted a build about Sunderland, but a build video of a project that went wrong. Personally, I think that you were being a bit hard on yourself, mate. But he had serious guts doing a video like that. We're all used to reporting our great successes. He did a video about something that hadn't gone so well, and discussed it in depth and explained why and what his perspective and feelings were. I think this chap is, and there'll be links below, this chap is worthy of encouraging. I think it's how far he's come with the build, the plough and all the rest of it, that's entirely his decision, but he, you know, it's nice to see, well, not nice to see because you feel sorry for the chap, but it was good to see somebody reporting something that hadn't gone so well, and being honest about it and what his experiences were. So I think this is a guy whose work, whose model, whose channel, if you're not subscribed to, do subscribe to him. I liked what he did. He was doing it for Radzi and myself's flying group build, and there's lessons to be learned there for all of us. So please take a look, support the guy, encourage the guy. He's feeling pretty depressed for what's happened with his project, and so look him up. Again, down below will be details of this. So this is where I'm at now. It's been a quick run through. What I will pass over to now is a video of a visit to the Chester Model Centre, and so thank you for viewing this chunk. Okay, greetings to all and sundry. Chancellor North Wales here. I really don't know how this is going to turn out. Popping my phone in my top pocket. It seems to be working. Right, here goes. This is a quick video all about encouraging people to visit to support their local model stores. So here I am in Chester, and we're taking a quick stroll down towards Bridge Street. Also gives you guys a quick chance for a little view of Chester itself. That's the tourist bus ahead. So, right. I'm trying to do this without looking like a complete and utter prat. And without cables hanging over too many places. So I've got headphones and other stuff plugged in, so it just looks like I'm chatting to someone. Well, that's the theory anyway. So, this is a quick stroll. And we'll see how it goes. I've chosen today because hopefully, being a weekday, I've got today off, a little break, and now might be a reasonable chance to do so without the usual crowds we get around here over the weekend. Really not certain how this is going to come out. I'll have another quick check. Make sure the camera's still running. Yes, it is. Back in the top pocket. So, why support your local model shop? I know a lot of us do tend to buy more and more kits online. And yes, in the modern age with the internet, it's often easier and can be easier and cheaper to buy your kits from an online retailer, the Amazon and many other such places, and all due credit to them. I fully agree that the nature of plastic kits lends itself to that kind of business. So something's going on the bridge there. Oh, that'll be entertaining. That was me thinking that Tuesday would be a quieter day for it. Oh well. So, when we get with I fully agree that online retailers are cheaper. You can't beat going somewhere just to look at kit boxes. Pick things up, look at them, talk to people. You can't beat a store presence. I have to profess, I've seen far more model shops closed than I've seen model shops open over the years. So, after Model Zone went, I thought that the model shop scene in the UK was taking a real hammering. And then this chap Paul comes along and opens up the Chester Model Centre, moving into business from I think Warrington to here. We came up very briefly for those involved in that incident. So now just coming up underneath the and taking a stroll here up Bridge Street in Chester. Now a quick check to make sure this is still running and recording. It does appear to be doing so. So I've parked the other side of D. Where I park, I don't have to then pay for the parking, and it's a short walk up the road into Chester town centre, city centre. And as you can see, there are numerous old buildings here. The main reason being that Chester was largely spared the attentions of the Hermann Göring Urban Redevelopment Corporation, namely the Luftwaffe. So we're fortunate that Chester retains much more of a historical feel. Right. It is still surprisingly busy. For a Tuesday, but nonetheless. Not far to go now. Looking up Bridge Street into what is normally sort of a semi-pedestrianised area. There we go, nearly there. Here we are at Chester Model Centre. So when we come in, what you're first confronted with is a good range of Tamiya armour. As you can see, now I have phoned ahead today, are aware that there's a weird chap. There's going to be a weird chap talking to himself. So from a traditional point of view, from a kit builder's point of view, nice range of Tamiya. You can see they've been getting more of the kits in. There's some Hasegawa with a smattering of the Revell. And for me, a few birds here. I do always like the Hawkeye, subject I like, and of course a lovely fulcrum. A nice mix. Yes, let's not get me tempted with a TU-95. So moving around, you see the new FX Tiffy.
That's the good thing about working
And then ground floor, we get to a nice area containing miniatures for, well, as well as general plastic figures, miniatures for the wargamer, including a full range of GW paints and some made figures that they're selling off as well. It's interesting here to see the Valiant figures, which I know when they came out there was a bit of an issue with them. We felt they were overscaled, but in all fairness they've carried on releasing the minis. And for those of you who maybe like the chunkier 1/72 scale figures, they're not a bad option. Personally not my cup of tea, but they're not bad figures. And then of course we have good old Zvezda, who I do think do great 20mm figures. And the die casts. Humbrol and Tamiya acrylics. I must remind myself I need to get a couple of pots today. Yeah. And then heading upstairs. We come to the main part of the store. Now, Paul, who runs this place, is very much from your model railway background. So there is a huge amount, and I mean a huge amount of model railway materials here. So I'll introduce you guys to these first. So for those of you who do build their layouts, Hornby, as you can see, seem to predominate with all the bits and pieces necessary. The scenic materials, and good old Thomas the Tank Engine, that's so many of us grew up with, to a large assortment of scale electrics for those of you who do like your running your cars around your track. There in the distance is Paul, the chap who runs this place. Trying to look around a good range of books. Now he does do things like house clearances, so second-hand books from all sources, and so it's one of these places where it's always worth coming in for a good rummage for reference material. I know I picked up some good books from here as well, and not just on the railway side, but also on aviation, armour, and all other forms of transport. And yes, you get more trains. As we come round, going past the Engage stuff, we get to another rack of Humbrol and a very large assortment of Airfix, actually the full range here, including, well, they did have it in fair numbers. Oh no, it's shifted exceedingly well, the new blending kit. For those of you who are Airfix aficionados and are fans of Airfix, you can see that they do stock pretty much as full a range of Airfix as you can hope to get. Some jolly nice sets like this. Something that even for a chap like me would be deeply tempting, though personally Slightly worried by the rigging. It's still nice to see. The classic Kingfisher. So, hey Paul. How's it going?
Yeah, not too bad.
Now this gentleman, hopefully this thing is running. This is Paul, who set up the shop and who had the courage and the balls to set up a business here in Chester, and how very much appreciated it is. And as you can see, he's very much your railway nut. So, well, for chaps like me who like our plastic kits, this place is still an absolute haven and very much appreciated. So that's Paul, who set this place up. Thoroughly decent chap. And we can see even amongst all the scenics. So I've given you the bods a good chance for a quick look around. So this video may continue a bit later. Right, if you're still here, having viewed something I didn't feel massively comfortable doing, to be honest with you. You always feel a bit, I don't know, against the British sense of reserve. Now, a little while back, John, who's known as Bad Grendels, had done some brilliant model shop visit vids, and I think his are well worth looking at as well. So do check him up, check through his visit history. I think he's done it far better than I ever could. But the message is this, guys. We're lucky if we do have a local model shop, and I would encourage you guys out there just to put out, let people know where they can get their kits from bricks and mortar places. So thanks for viewing, thank you for your time, take care of yourselves, guys, keep building the kits, producing the videos, covering whatever ground, discussing whatever you feel you need to discuss, whether it's personal, whether it's about a hobby, whether it's just getting something off your chest. This is a great community, I value it deeply. Take care, God bless, and happy modelling.